Very good evening, guys. Welcome to Network Ethics. So our today's session is a Palo Alto day one, right? So this is a Palo Alto batch. We freshly started new batch today, right? So in our today's session, we are going to discuss about the actually this is a 1 hour batch, right? So today I'm going to discuss about the course curriculum. I'm going to give you the overview. What are the models we are going to cover? So we already discussed this in a demo itself, but still it's in a day one. So some of the guys are not aware whatever the course curriculum we are going to cover, right? So and what is the model, how the training is going to be there. So so I just want to start with the course curriculum discussion. Then today, if we have time, then we'll get into the introduction to the firewall. So it's this batch is going to start from the scratch. So we are going to give you the a firewall introduction as well. Okay. And tomorrow, I'm going to give you the Palo Alto introduction to the Palo Alto network and what are the products they are having it, right? So, and whatever the certifications we have, that and all we'll discuss tomorrow. And day after tomorrow, our we'll start our lab here at NetworkEthics. Okay, so initial configuration, everything will start. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's go into the session. So this is our course curriculum. Actually, in Palo Alto, we are covering up to PC NSC. Okay, there are two type of certification in as per the Palo Alto course curriculum. So if you there are two type of certifications we have. So in Palo Alto firewall, right? PCNSA, Palo Alto Certified Network Security Associate, and PCNSC, Palo Alto Certified Network Security Expert. Okay, these are the two certification as a technical person, as a in right, as a technical person you have to, if you want to pursue your career in a Palo Alto network, right? So you have to you have to start from PCNSA, and and the next advanced level of certification is the PCNSA, guys. So in our course curriculum we are covering both, so PCNSA curriculum and then PCNSC curriculum, guys. Okay, both we are covering it. And when as per the Palo Alto standard, so if you want to go for a Palo Alto certification, I mean PCNSA certification, as per the Palo Alto standard, you have to complete EDU 210 paper, which is focusing only configuration, maintenance, okay, and deployment, right? So deployment, okay, and for that which but I mean these are all the things you are going to do it in your Palo Alto firewall. It's only about Palo Alto firewall. You're going to know what is Palo Alto firewall, what are the features we have in a Palo Alto firewall, and how to configure and manage, right, and deploy into the real-time production network, right? So that and all you are going to know under this paper. Okay, so you're going to learn Palo Alto firewall as per the configuration and maintenance wise, you are going to learn it, guys. Okay, and and when it comes to the troubleshooting and all, you are not troubleshooting. That's not comes under EDU 10 paper to 10 paper. Okay, so and if this paper preferable for if you are looking for only PC NSA certification, administrative level certification, this is fair enough. You are going to learn up to this paper. This is fair enough to go for a PCNSA certification. But if you want to become an expert in a Palo Alto firewall, and if you want to go to the PCNSA, there is no prerequisite. You should first complete your PCNSA, then only you can go to the PCNSA. Not like that. You can directly, if you have a knowledge on this product, you can directly go to the PCNSA certification, guys. Okay, so if you want to go for a PCNSE certification, then as per the Palo Alto standard, you should complete 3 papers. So as per the Palo Alto standard, okay. So first one is EDU 210, which is discuss about the configuration, deployment, and maintenance. Okay, so only Palo Alto firewall. Okay, and another paper is EDU 220. Okay, so which is about the management activities. So management, centralized management device. You are going to learn another product called Panorama. Okay, so you can see that we have added, okay, Panorama. So this is after module up to, in our, as per our course curriculum, up to module, from module 1 to module 11, that is about EDU 210 paper. It's fully about EDU 210 paper. And module 12, which is fully discussed about Panorama, that is centralized management device. You are going to learn one more product. It's not just only you are going to learn Palo Alto firewall. You are going to learn another product called Panorama. So by using that Panorama, you are going to manage your Palo Alto devices from the centralized location. Let's say in your, you're working in a multiple, so in MNC company, that company has almost 100 branches. All that 100 branches, they are having a, in each branches they're having a Palo Alto firewall to protect their network. All this 100 branch Palo Alto firewall, if you want to manage it under one roof, then that solution, you have one solution that is called centralized management device called Panorama. It's not only just manage, it's not only going to act like a only centralized management console or centralized management device. And okay, and you can also, it's not only for managing your Palo Alto firewall, just configuring the Palo Alto firewall and creating the rules from your management centralized management server, which means Panorama. From Panorama to, you can just create one policy to any other branches Palo Alto firewalls if you're having a Panorama environment. Okay, and it's not only configuring and deploying that policies from your Panorama to your branch office firewalls. Okay, and you can also create, you can also act that particular device as a centralized log collector. So it can, you can able to do dual role. I mean, two roles you can able to do that, that you are going to decide whether you are going to make it as a centralized management console or management server, or you're going to make it as a centralized log collector device. So it can able to collect, segregate all the 100 branch Palo Alto firewall logs under one roof when you deploy Panorama as a log collector. Okay, so these are these two advantage we have when you're having a Panorama, guys. Okay, so that you are going to learn under module 12. Okay, module 12, it's going to it's going to deeply discuss about the Panorama. Okay, and if you want to, this is not enough. If you're going for a PC NSE certification, these two papers are not enough. Along with that, you need a troubleshooting paper, troubleshooting knowledge. So that is EDU 330. Paper is called EDU 330, which is fully discuss about the troubleshooting. So what are the type of troubleshooting methodology, how we can, what are the tools and resources when when we are having some issues in your Palo Alto firewalls in your network. Okay, so how to implement, what are the tools we can use to troubleshoot, right? And where we can access that tools and resources from that to, you're going to follow what is the methodology when you're doing a troubleshooting, what are the type of methodologies we are going to use it, uh, how to get the how to summarize the user ticket, and how to get some info which is related to the issues which right by the users. And from starting from there, how to after troubleshoot, how to generate the documents for and right, for that and all we are going to discuss, and the troubleshooting methodologies. And after that, it's how, what are the tools we have through, how to use the Palo Alto CLI console to troubleshoot. So that and all, it comes under troubleshooting, and how to capture the packet, how to analyze the packet, and how, in case if you're having some issue with the hardware level issues, how to verify the hardware level issues, and how to cross check. And in case hardware is crashed during I mean during your warranty period or some other issues, if you're having due to some other issues, if you're having hardware level issue, how to reach the hardware team, and how to raise the ticket to the customer support, and how to register your Palo Alto firewall. Everything we are going to see under troubleshooting. Palo Alto firewall, how to register and how to raise the ticket, and how to escalate the tickets, and how to uh, if hardware level issue, how to reach this hardware maintenance team management, resource management team, which is available in a sorry, yes, available in a Palo Alto network. So, right, so that team we have, it's a RAM is the dedicated team which is mainly focusing the hardware level issues, hardware level escalations, okay, not configuration level or software level issues. Okay, so that and all we are going to learn. So that is comes under as per the course curriculum of Palo Alto standard, that is EDU 330. All these paper we are including in this our Palo Alto PCNSE training program, guys. Okay, so all these three papers are included. So totally we have a 14 models. The 14th model, it's about the, if you are looking for certification, how to prepare for the certification and how to apply the certification, right? So what are the topics you have to focus it and how to prepare your own. So everything we will discuss under module 14, guys. Okay, that is exam preparation. Okay, and totally in our course curriculum, we are included as per the Palo Alto standard. If you go, you can go Google it. Okay, so if you want to complete the PCNSE certification, you should have a knowledge on these three papers: EDU 210, 220, 330. So all these papers are included in our course curriculum regarding Palo Alto, guys. Okay, so so let me explain about the each and every model. So what I just going to give you the overview, what is that and what we are going to do it. Okay, so under module one, so which actually module one we are going to start from tomorrow. Okay, so that is introduction to the, so if we have a time today, we'll discuss about the introduction to the firewalls. Okay, and else we'll start from tomorrow. Okay, introduction to the Palo Alto network. So what is Palo Alto networks? And when it I mean the history of Palo Alto networks and what is their focus, right? And how about their growth, everything we will discuss under introduction to the Palo Alto networks. And then introduction to the firewall. So this is who are all very beginner, or I mean actually those who are all started their career as a network engineer, a network support engineer, or if you're working with routing and switching only. I'm not going to, and I just completed basic fundamental networking things like CCNA level training I have completed. I just want to move on to the network security domain. Then firewall is there stepping head. Firewall is the first product you have to learn to head into the security in domain, guys, network security domain and cyber security domain, guys. Okay, so in that case, if you're not aware what is firewall, what it will do, so everything we will discuss. What is firewall, what are the type of firewall we have and what it will do. Okay, so what are the features we have it in a firewall, how to utilize it, everything we will discuss. And next generation firewall overview, guys. And then pan OS overview, here only we are going to discuss about the actual platform. What is the platform they are used. Pan OS is nothing, it's a Palo Alto firewall. Palo Alto, its own operating system called pan OS. Okay, so Palo Alto network operating system. Okay, that is pan OS. So your Palo Alto firewall and Panorama use this of pan OS only. Okay, so what is the architecture of PAN-OS and how it will process the packet and how it can able to give the maximum throughput than other firewalls, everything. So the architecture name is called SP3, single pass parallel processing. So that we will discuss in a day three. Okay. So that and all we are going to discuss under day three, guys. So under platform and architecture. So that is your module one. Okay, and also what are the Palo Alto firewall? It's available in the hardware model and then virtual machine model. What are the hardware models we have? I'm going to give you some hardware model and then virtual machine model data sheet info. So which means the hardware specification. So how a lower end model, higher end model. So that and all we are going to know. So that we are going to discuss under day three, guys. Okay, and after that we are going to start to do our lab from module 2, so which is device comes under device management. You're going to so you're going to see initial configurations, right? So how when you're getting a fresh Palo Alto firewall, how to access the console, and what is the default credential, and how to access the console through CLI, GUI, native console. I mean, through console port, and after that through HTTPS and through SSH. So how to access the consoles, that and all we are going to see, and how to configure your interfaces. And then I'm going to give you the introduction to the check sorry Palo Alto firewall CLI. So what are the modes we have and what are the commands we have to we are going to use it to configure the interface and to verify the interface, and some other things, so like creating the policy, creating the administrator user account, lot of things that we are going to do it in day by day. So I'm going to give you the introduction to the CLI console as well. Okay. And after that, after doing initial configuration, so it's a part of thing how to register your Palo Alto firewall in a Palo Alto customer portal, so that where you can in future, if you want to raise the, if you're having some issue, if you need a support to the Palo Alto from Palo Alto network, right? So you how to raise the ticket, how to register the ticket, and how to get the support, right? So that and all we we can able to do, we are going to see that. And after register your devices, then only you can able to get this things. So you can able to get this customer care support, I mean technical team support. So you can raise the ticket. If you are facing any issue, you can raise the ticket to the TAC team. Okay, so Palo Alto TAC team, and they will contact you and they will give you the best solution you based on your ticket. Based on your ticket, they will give you the better solution, guys. And as well as when how to manage their licenses and how to update the license, how to activate the licenses for your hardware level, everything we are going to see under here. Yes, Serif, will you will get it. Okay, so sorry guys. And then, and in case if you're having, if Palo Alto is providing some patch update, so security patch updates or major updates like operating system update, right? So latest version 10.2, and almost they released 11. Okay, so but still 10.2, it's widely used operating system. Okay, so so that how to update your pan operating system, and major update, minor update, patch updates, right? So that and all we are going to see under module 2, guys. Okay, and then you're going to see what are the type of configuration files. So your Palo Alto firewall have different type of configuration files like candidate configuration, running configuration. So these, so what is the difference between the candidate configuration and running configuration, that and all you are going to see. And on the basis of which base configuration file your Palo Alto is going to run. So that and all we are going to see under module 2, guys. Okay, and we are going to take a backup and restore, how to take a backup through CLI and GUI, how to restore that, right? So that and all we are going to see under device management, under which means module 2. Okay, and then there is a feature called commit lock and config lock. So these features, this is an awesome feature which is available in Palo Alto firewall. So Palo Alto firewall will allow multiple administrator can log in your Palo Alto console. So while when you're, it is allowing the multiple administrators simultaneously, so some of the administrator will do some configuration changes. So in that case, that might be affected your I mean, without your knowledge, that a particular administrator can able to do some changes, and you may do some major update or major config file rule you may created or anything. You may do it, right? So meanwhile, so some, I don't want to allow some other administrator to do any changes or take any action, your right. So in that case, you can use these two type of app locks, so to provide, so in when you're logged in your Palo Alto console, if you don't want to allow others to configure or others to do some changes and save the changes into the changes, right? So that and all I don't want to allow, if you're feeling that, right? So you can use that option called commit lock and config lock. So the commit is a feature. So it's not just enough when in your in your Palo Alto firewall, just configuring that console through GUI console, CLI console. You're doing some changes, but you're going to configure, and that configurations will be automatically saved, in your configuration files. Okay, and but your firewall will not take any action against to even though that configuration is saved. Okay, so to if you want your firewall need to take action whatever the changes you have done, right? So based on that, then you have to commit that. Okay, so once if you are committed whatever the changes you have done, so that if you are committed, so which means manually we are pushing, we are saying that saying into a firewall, please please save these changes and take action based on that changes whatever I did right now, right? So that is commit. We have that feature. That feature is called a commit. So that and all, you can allow other administrator to say do some changes and commit the changes, or else you can if you by using this config log, meanwhile in your session, right, in your login, I don't want to allow that particular time, I don't want to allow other administrator do any changes. In that case, you can go this option, guys. Okay, so that and all, how to take that logs and how it is working in case all other administrators took that config log and commit log, and after sometimes he forget to release that log, and other administrator, until unless that lock is getting released, other administrator will not able to do anything, right? So not able to do anything on that firewall. So how to, in case if that particular situation is happen, and how to rectify that and all, you are going to learn under this, guys. Okay, and I told you, right, so your Palo Alto firewall allow multiple administrator users to log in into the console and manage that your Palo Alto firewall, right? So multiple administrator means, so you are going to create on more than one or more than one administrators, right? So how to create admin users, and what are the access for each admin, what are the access level you are going to provide, and what are the default access levels. So that and all, we call it as a super user. Okay, so different type of access level. Okay, so that is privileges. Instead of access management, you can say it's a privilege as well. Okay, so different type of predefined privileges we have, and customized privilege you can able to do. Who okay, so what are that privileges, like super user, and super user read only, and then device administrator and device admin read only, and then vsys admin, virtual system admin, and virtual system admin read only. Okay, so these are all the predefined profiles, privileges. Okay, so what is super user privilege, what is super user read only, and what are the limitation, what are the advantage when you're having a super user or super user read only device administrator, or any each and every profile, what is the limitation, what is the advantage, and in which scenario, to whom you have to, as a firewall administrator, you are going to allow multiple users to log in your Palo Alto firewall. So to whom you are going to provide which privilege, so that and all we are going to discuss when we are going to do this module, guys. Okay, so this is comes under the module 2, device management, and then high availability. So this is, and this is also comes under the um, module 2. Okay, so we have done our demo with a high availability only, right? So we have done active passive high availability, right? So we are also here, also we are going to do high availability and active passive and active both. So what are the type of how your firewall is taking that role, active role and passive role, and inactive active, how they are sharing the low workload, right? So everything we are going to see under high availability concept, guys. So all are comes under the device management only module 2, and how to check the logs, and how to uh, send how to generate the report by using the logs, right? So how to monitor the traffic, everything we are going to see under this. So it's which is related to the monitoring, logging and monitoring feature, guys. Okay, so that comes under, these are all the things comes under the device management, that is module 3. And module 4, sorry, model 2, and that is model 2. And model 3, it's about the Palo Alto firewall data interface deployment. Okay, so your Palo Alto firewall, you can deploy your data interfaces in a different scenario, in a different way. Okay, so most of the Palo Alto features are can be utilized when you deploy your Palo Alto firewall as a L3 interface. Your Palo Alto firewall data interfaces as L3 interface, then you can use almost 95% of features which is available in Palo Alto PAN operating system. Okay, and layer 2 interface, if you are going to deploy as a layer 2, then you're going to deploy your Palo Alto firewall in a switching environment. So that can be support the switching protocols, and then you can do inter VLAN routing, right? So it will support the VLAN, right? So that and all you can able to see when you're when you're going to deploy as a layer 2 interface in your Palo Alto data interfaces. Okay, and then so it's in a virtual wire interface. So L3, we know it's in a routing mode. So whatever routing related L3 features like routing, NAT, VPN, right? So everything will be supported in L3 interface. When you're using a L2 interface, it will not supporting the routing, and it will support the switching environment, right? So VLAN, and you can able to you're having some limitation when you're using when you're deploying a layer 2 interface, and right. So what is the difference between the layer 3 interface deployment, layer 2 interface deployment, and virtual wire interface deployment, and HA interface deployment, and tab interface deployment? Okay, so both are having a different privilege, I mean different uh, purpose. So you are going to deploy in a different purpose. Okay, and everything have their own advantage and disadvantages. So what are that advantage, what are the disadvantage, and then in which scenario we have to choose which type of deployment, that and all we are going to discuss under model 3, guys. Okay, and so virtual wire interface will not support routing and switching. It doesn't even it doesn't aware about the IP schema. Okay, but still it can able to, you can use that your that particular interface as a firewall interface. You can able to filter the traffic, and how it is happening, what is the advantage when you're deploying as a virtual wire deployment in your Palo Alto firewall, right? So that and all we will discuss later on that particular session, guys. So you can also, when we are going to do high availability, right? So that time we are going to use our data interface for high availability configuration purpose. So you can able to understand. So what is such a interface deployment? So tab interface, it's totally for monitoring purpose. So your firewall, this when you deploy your Palo Alto firewall data interfaces as a interface, so that will not right, that will not take any action. So it's just like an IDS. It can able to, or you can say in switch we have a span switch port analyzer feature, or RSpan, right? So it's just, it will take a copy of your traffic flow and it will send to the monitor server, right? So your else you can say it will, that interface will work as a IDS. It can able to detect the vulnerabilities, malware, spyware, threats, but it will not take any action against that. So it will detect and it will send the traffic to it will send the report to the monitoring server. Okay, so that time you can deploy it as your interfaces as a tab interface, guys. Okay, clear? So that so most of the Palo Alto features, Palo Alto PAN operating system features will be supported by layer 3 interface. So our lab almost, I mean, 80% of sessions we will use your Palo Alto firewall as a layer 3 deployment. Okay, 80% of sessions is going to be a, we are, when when we are going to deploy as a L3 interface. So that time we can able to use all your PAN operating system features. So whatever here we are going to learn it in that more than 80 percentage we are going to use your Palo Alto firewall in a layer 3 interface only. Okay. So, sorry guys. And then module 4, it's about the NAT. So what is NAT, what are the type of NAT we have, and how to, so here I forget about the I forget to mention, so NAT types. So what are the type of NAT we have? So static NAT, so or else you can just say, so that source NAT, destination NAT, and then U-turn NAT. Okay, we are going to implement. So here, how to create a policy, NAT policy, and in that NAT policy, how to create source NAT and destination NAT and U-turn NAT. Okay, so sorry guys. So everything we are going to see which is related to the NAT, right? So that we are going to see under module 4. And in which scenario we have to implement source NAT, which scenario we have to implement destination NAT, and which scenario you have to use U-turn NAT, and what is mean by really, you may hear it like source and destination NAT, but maybe some of you guys may hear U-turn NAT, but if you're not, so no issues. We'll have a practical session so you can able to understand what is mean by U-turn NAT. Okay, so when we have to implement that also you can able to understand. Okay, and model under module 5, it's about the application ID. So application filter, how to app ID is the feature which is unique feature, and this is the first, this is the feature. First reason, this feature is the first reason why Palo Alto becomes the market leader. Okay, so this is the awesome feature, which is a unique approach. It is utilized by Palo Alto. And by using that app ID feature only, Palo Alto can detect each and every applications and micro applications. So when you want to filter the traffic based on the application, let's say I just want to block Facebook, or I want to block entire social networking websites, and but entire social networking applications, right? I want to allow only Facebook. In that Facebook also, it's a multiple it's collaborated application, so it has multiple micro application. It's an inbuilt with a multiple micro application like call, chat, game, right? So gaming, right? And then sharing, right? So lot of things inside, right? So each and every micro applications you can able to control, and I want to allow Facebook to log in and share the I just want to promote my product through my Facebook social networking, right? So I want to allow my internal users to access the Facebook, but I don't want to allow internal users to do chit chat with a text or voice call or text or video call, that and all. I don't want to allow users to do that. In that case, you can able to do it by the help of app ID feature. So by using application control, also we can call it as a application control. Okay, just a minute guys. Sorry guys. So I hope now I'm audible, right? So how to use this app ID feature and how to block the application by the help of app ID feature, and how to create a group of application filters and customized application filters, and as well as category based so application filter. So if I want to block social networking related web applications, so that I can able to do it by the help of category based filters. So I no need, if you're using this kind of filters, So let's say I want to block social networking web applications. Almost 63 plus websites applications are there available now. Okay, more than that. Okay, more than that. 63 more applications are available which is related to the social networking category. So if you want to block it manually, you have to update each and every application manually, and this is not sure. So tomorrow some of the vendors, they create some other social networking application, so it is not very easy to each and every day you have to manually go through your surf your internet, and any new social networking application is released or not. So it is very difficult job to do that. So instead of doing blocking any applications manually, you can block or allow any application manually. You can go to the category based filters. So it's, I just given an example, it's only for social networking category. So like that we have a different type of category like general internet category, and business and collaboration category, and then news, education, and then right. So lot to more business, e-commerce, and then um, entertainment, lot to more, right? So a lot of the categories we have. So each and everything we cannot examine, and we cannot allow or deny manually. It is very difficult job, even though if you're doing that, if you, so there is a chance manual error and loophole will create. Okay, so we have for that we have a better option called category based field. So these categories are, these database or application category database are created and maintained by the Palo Alto side. So the website called Palo Alto Networks, that Applipedia. So there you can go. I'll give you a feature when we are going to do that. So I'll show you, right? So how that is categorized, and each and every category, how to identify the specific application which is related to the category, and how, which categories, and how to block or how to override any. I want to block entire social networking, but specifically, so Facebook I want to allow. In that, still I'm going to use category based filter. In that, I'm going to overwrite one of the specific application. So that and all, how to do that, and how to create a customized application control feature profiles, right? And that and all we are going to see under app ID feature, guys. Okay, and after that, module 6, it's about the user ID. uh, User ID means how I want to allow the traffic. I mean, I want to allow or deny some traffic based on the user ID, not not only for so IP. I mean, you can filter the traffic based on the L3 filters, L4 filters, and L7 filters. So one of the L7 filter is user ID. Okay, so you can, L3 filter is IP based, IP or network based. You can filter the traffic, so that might be source and destination. Okay, so both and right. So L4 protocol or port number based, protocol TCP or UDP, in that port number based service or service based, you can filter the traffic, right? So along with that, I want to have a more control specific user. Let's say in my organization, so I have, this is my LAN network, and in LAN is, in this LAN almost two teams are connected with this LAN and single LAN, right? Let's assume that, and this is your Palo Alto firewall, and it is connected internet. So this one of the team, this is belongs to sales team, and this is belongs to technical team or sub development. Okay, technical team. And for social sales team, to promote my products, I need to allow them to access the social networking applications, right? So for marketing and selling, sales purpose, right? So at the simultaneously, technical users, I don't need to allow users to use this social networking application, right? So in that case, both are connected with the same network, same LAN. Okay, so if I'm going to create the rule based on the IP address or network based, right? So there is a chance, if you're creating the rule based on the IP address, source IP, and So sales team employee maybe sit over the technical employee machine. So it's not in our organization. We can't say you have to sit only in that particular machine. You have to sit in only in that particular machine, right? Sometimes so we will share that resources, right? So in that case, if you're using a say IP based filters, so you sometimes that filters will not work properly. You're not able to achieve that what you want properly. Okay, so but in that scenario, my concern is my sales team people or technical team people, they can able to sit anywhere else in my office resource cabins, right? So I just want to allow only if that particular person is belongs to sales team, I want to allow Facebook. If that particular user belongs to technical team, I want to block it. Okay, for social networking access. Okay, so that you can able to achieve by the help of user ID. And here only you are going to integrate your Palo Alto firewall with the Active Directory server, and we are going to create some user and user group in your Active Directory, and we are going to uh, allow some users and user groups to access the in social networking, and we are going to deny some other, not only social networking, any specific things. Okay. Okay guys, so we how to achieve that, how to allow some user and user groups for specific services and applications, and how to deny some user and user group with some specific application and services, that and all we are going to achieve it by the help of user ID, guys. So that is comes under module 6. And content ID, so which is your IPS. Here only your IPS part is starting. So monitoring, yeah, I'm going to monitor the traffic. So for virus, malware spread, malware thread, right, spyware, anything, I'm going to do deep inspection with my IPS. So that IPS can do capable with a monitoring the traffic, right? So for either data leakage what is my content? So let's say this is your Palo Alto firewall, and this user is downloading some file. The traffic is allowed as per your firewall rule, so it is an authorized traffic only. But while downloading some file, that file is contains some virus or malware or spyware, right? So that file, so this is infected file, right? So while downloading that file, your firewall, your firewall has not only used to filter the traffic of unwanted traffic, it's also used to monitor your allowed traffic. Okay, so to achieve the more secure to enhance your infrastructure security, you need to monitor the allowed traffic as well. So while monitoring the traffic, so where they that might contain the vulnerability, spyware, malware, adware, grayware, and any type of attack, network type of attack, right? So anything. So how to protect and how to monitor and how to read that against that vulnerabilities, spyware or malware, adware, threats, anything. So that and all we are going to see under content ID. Along with that, data leakage protection. In case in your infrastructure, if your LAN users try to steal your information, or your internet users try to steal your office informations, like the business informations, which is having sensitive information like client details or project information like that, anything. So I don't want to allow my internal users or external authorized users to act uh, to steal our internal informations. So that we can able to achieve by the help of data leakage protection feature, so that you can able to achieve under content ID feature. So that all comes under the content ID features only. So antivirus feature, anti-spyware, vulnerability protection, right? And then file blocking. So it's missed, sorry. Data leakage protection. Okay, so these features comes under the content ID module, guys, module number 7. Okay, and after that, so almost model 7, model 8, model So model 8 and model 9, right? So these are all the things. I mean, these models are comes under your IPS activities. Monitoring under comes under the monitoring option feature. Okay, so IPS activities. Okay, and which is model 8, which is about the URL filter. If you don't want to allow any specific websites or a specific type of group of websites or category, let's say it's similar to application control we discuss, right? So social networking application, I don't want to allow like that. If you don't want to allow social networking based websites, or not only social networking, so it will create, it is also your URL filter also have some database. So in that database, category based database, it is maintained by the Paloalto, and each and every URLs are, in case in a daily basis, a number of URLs are created, your websites are created, right? So your Paloalto, they are having a dedicated team to uh, update the each and every URL into the specific categories. Based on, they will use some machine learning concept to analyze that URLs which is belongs to which category. Okay, so like based on the content of the website, based on the business type, based on the user interaction, right? So these are all the category, these are all the criteria they are using to categorize the URLs. Okay, so after categorize that URLs, you can similarly how we have the same option category based filter in application control, right? Similarly, if you want to block websites based on their category, like URLs which is related to the education websites, which is related, I want to allow only education related websites or news and entertainment related websites. So in that case, you, instead of adding manually one by one, you can use that category based filters. And how to create a category based URL filter and static normal manual URL filter, and how to apply that profile to take action. So that and all comes, and we are going to see under URL filtering, guys. Okay, and then module number 9, that is decryption. So this is decryption, means it's SSL decryption. So your firewall, in case if your firewall receive any IP packet, that packet is an encrypted IP packet. Normally your firewall doesn't have privilege to read encrypted packets. Okay, your, because it is encrypted non-readable format, your firewall will not able to detect what kind of data it's that, and that data contain any vulnerabilities or malware, spyware, anything. Your firewall not able to understand that. So for that, you have to use the SSL decryption feature. So if your firewall receive any encrypted traffic, and how it is going to do deep inspection, and how to identify the vulnerability, spyware, malware, and all. So by the help of decryption policy, if you are enabling that decryption policy, if you're having a decryption policy, so based on that policy, your firewall can able to decrypt your encrypted traffic, and then it will further forward the traffic to the deep inspection, like a URL filter, application control, file blocking, right? Data leakage protection. All these features will be after decrypt the traffic only, you can able to do you can able to further forward the traffic to the deep inspection purpose. Okay, so you can able to understand how it will work. So when you're completing the packet flow. Okay, so I mean that might be for first week or fourth day or fifth day of your uh, training, guys. Okay, the packet flow we will discuss. Okay, so that and all we are going to discuss under module 9, how to create a decryption policy and where we have to apply, and whether we can able to apply on a basic security rule, or dedicatedly we have to create that rule, and how, where we have to create, and how it will be executed. Everything we'll discuss under module 9, guys. And module 10, it's about the global product. Global products, it's an application which is related to, which is used for SSL VPN. Your VPN is start. Model 10, it's about VPN. Model 10 and 11, it's about the VPN and global product. So it's in a client based SSL VPN, It's in a dedicated application you have to install in your uh, remote user devices, and how to create SSL VPN, how to use this global product application, and how it is going to be authenticate the user properly, the remote user or local user, and how to establish the SSL VPN in a secure way. What is the encryption algorithm, hashing algorithm we are going to use it, and what is the authentication method we are going to use it. Everything we are going to see under module 10 and module 11. So based on that VPN types. Okay, so on model 11, it's about the IPsec site-to-site VPN. What is IPsec site-to-site VPN? What are the type of phases we have? What is phase one and what is phase two? What is authentication? What is encryption? What is hashing? What is um, ISACAM? What is IKE? Right? So everything we are going to discuss. What is IKE gateway? What is IPsec tunnel? Right? So everything we are going to discuss under module 11, guys. Okay, in detailed manner from the scratch IPsec VPN we are going to discuss. Okay, and that's all about your up to module 11. It's about EDU 210 paper, right? So then module 11, module 12, it's starting with the EDU 220 paper, guys. Okay, so under module 11, sorry, module 12, we are going to see how to install your panorama, how to configure your panorama, how to register your panorama into Palo Alto networks, and how to integrate your panorama with Palo Alto firewalls. So how to add your Palo Alto firewall into the panorama, and how to create the rule, uh, shared rule, and then global policies, right? And what is shared rule, what is global policy, what is templates and device groups, and uh, how to update from panorama to Palo Alto devices, how to push the update in your firewall, right? So that and all we are going to see, and how to apply the high availability, what are the high availability concepts, and how to apply the high availability, right? So that and all we are going to see under panorama, guys, and as well as log, how to create, how to deploy your panorama as a log collector, how to uh, I mean, how to collect the logs, right? Under panorama, right? So that and all, how to segregate the logs, everything you will see under model 12, guys. Okay. And then model 13, it's about the ED 330 paper. That's about troubleshooting. So already we have explained, I have explained that. So what are the tools we have in a CLI command, CLI, I mean, what are the tools to troubleshoot, what is the step we have to follow, methodologies, and then CLI tools which is available in a for troubleshooting purpose, debugging commands, right? And then packet flow, and how to capture the packet through CLI and GUI, and how to analyze the packet in an inbound direction and outbound transmission stage and outbound direction, right? So that and all we are going to see. And the system services, how in case if your Palo Alto is uh, depends any external services to achieve some dedicated features which is available in Palo Alto. So let's say user identification. So if you want to do user authentication, user based filters, right? So you need if you're using an external user authentication servers like Active Directory, Attackers, or Radius. So your firewall, it depends that AD server or Attacker server to get the to utilize this user ID features efficiently. Your firewalls depends on your Active Directory server as well. So in case if you are having issue with that, how to integrate ID server with your your Palo Alto firewall, Taka server with the Palo Alto firewall, DNS server with your Palo Alto firewall, right? So how to fix that, right? So what how they are integrating, from through which interface they are integrating, everything we are going to see under system services, guys. So after that, it's an escalation, how to raise the ticket to the support team, and how to, if you're having hardware issues, how to cross check the hardware related issues, and how to verify that, everything we are going to see under model number 13, guys. Okay, and finally it's about the examination preparation. So how to, what is the exam topic, what are the, in what are the weightages of each and every modules, right? And how they are going to ask, and how how to prepare yourself, and everything we will discuss under module 14, guys. Okay, so these are all the course curriculum. This is your actual course curriculum which we are going to cover in this full training, Palo Alto PCNSE, guys. Okay, clear, guys? So as per our course curriculum, tomorrow we are going to start with a firewall introduction. So what is next generation firewall, and what are the type of firewall we have, and why we have to use next generation firewall, everything we'll discuss tomorrow. And day after tomorrow, it's your platform and architecture. I mean, your SP3 architecture. We are going to discuss about the SP3 architecture and some hardware model data. We are going to compare some hardware devices and virtual machine data sheets. We are going to compare, guys. Okay. Okay, guys. So almost time is over. So better we'll continue tomorrow, guys. Okay. So that's it today. Any doubts or any clarification you need, guys? So let me stop my recording.